You're all broke. You're miserable. You're in debt up to your eyeballs. And you got the audacity to talk about other people. But your friends and your family are going to paint a picture for you that isn't going to be what you're expecting on either spectrum. They're either going to be jealous of you, like my family was. They literally were so jealous. And then they wanted things given to them for free. My aunt and uncle, who I paid room and board to, my uncle not so much, but my aunt really took advantage of, what I was earning under her roof. But if she would have said, pay me more per week, I would have done that. Not, can you pay for a new pool liner? Can you pay for a new roof on our house? Can you pay for new furniture? Can you pay for our vacation to Florida when we can't afford to do it and we want to go with your aunt that does have money and we don't want to be embarrassed by that, and we don't have money to pay for this, that, and the other thing, and all those guilt trips that you don't realize that you're experiencing, that your friends and family will put on you. Those things crop up like easy when you have money. You might not see it, or you might see it and it might be turning off and say, you know what, I ain't got to deal with none of you, which is eventually what happened. And I spent 10 years away from most of my family. My own children, not what I'm referring to there, but I'm talking about cousins and aunts and uncles and things. I distanced myself from all of them because, they didn't like, I was able to find success, and they worked their whole life and owe still money on their homes that they had to remortgage and refinance and get equity out and live their lifestyle and owe 3 times what their house cost back in the 80s. And you can't sell it for what they got wrapped up in debt. So they're miserable people. And they are the product of what Alexander Elder talks about in his first portion of his book, Trading for a Living. The children of alcoholics are absolutely victimized. And they grow up with mindsets that are so warped, even if they never touch a drop of alcohol, they're still fucked up. And my aunts and my uncle and my mother are a living testimony to that shit. And they never really amounted to anything, but they're miserable. Like, I couldn't be around them in the holidays because all they talk about is everybody else and how so-and-so's this and so-and-so's that. And I'm listening to them. I'm like, you got nothing. You're all broke. You're miserable. You're in debt up to your eyeballs. And you got the audacity to talk about other people. And that's why I said I can't be around you in the holidays. It's a drain. I feel like vampires suck the life out of me. And for 10 years, my whole existence around the holidays has been much better experience. Keeping toxic people out of your life. And in the beginning, when you start finding success, you're going to wrestle with that. Once you realize that they're toxic, and if you can't talk them into understanding they're being toxic, and it's not going to be probably successful if you try to do it anyway, the sooner you get away from that shit, the better. Because it will mess with you. You'll feel guilty about not being around them, like you're being arrogant, or you're being a jerk, you're being pompous. You're not. You're living your fucking life. And there ain't no shame in that. What says you have to be around toxic people? Who says that you have to be around people that is constantly drama ridden, ate up with drama? If that's what your life is right now, the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to make more of it because you have money. That's what's going to happen. You want to see somebody that is successful, that has their shit together? How much drama they got going on around them? How much are they providing in terms of drama? How much are they producing of that drama? That's how you tell whether somebody's successful or not. Because if they can find themselves in a position where they can just remove themselves from drama and not give a fuck what anybody says, who cares? Whether it be friends or family, who cares? That's successful because they know that they can't change that. You're not going to be able to change, especially if you're a young person. You're not equipped to. You don't have the worldly experience that, unfortunately, like everybody else tells you right now, and I was told the same thing. You'll understand when you get older. Well, at 50, I know a whole lot more than I did when I was 20. And the ass backwards way of thinking about money and relationships and people are totally different now. It's diametrically opposed to what I felt and experienced as a young man. and coming up and making lots of money, that experience is, well, if you're not equipped mentally to handle it, you'll self-destruct. And while I wasn't a drinker and I didn't use drugs, my vice was pride and arrogance. So you think I'm arrogant now? I'm not. I was absolutely disgusting. Not like Andrew Tate, where it's oozing disgusting, okay? But it was close to it. And because I had a chip on my shoulder, because my first wife leaving me for an older man, and she was young, wasn't even 18 yet, and the whole neighborhood knew about it. So the whole neighborhood shut his business down, ran up a bill and a tab for groceries, and never paid it. And that was their way of getting back at what he did to me and my family. I didn't ask any of them to do that. Think about that. That's instant karma. And she's living a life with some guy, you know, honestly, 20 minutes from where I live right now. And she's in no better position than she was when she left. And I'm living a totally different life. And I have been often wondering, what she would think if she knew. And you're going to do that, young men. And young women, for the ones that find success in this, and maybe some men have cast you to the side because they didn't want to do anything with you anymore. They found something better in their eyes and chased something else. And as a man, there comes a time when the term chasing tail or chasing someone for another knock on your bedpost, that's no longer a pursuit. You want to have a meaningful relationship. You want to be able to sit down and have a conversation with your best friend who you're also intimate with and that you raise children with and you can confide in and you can trust your finances with. That's a life partner. That's someone that your whole life revolves around. And you want to do everything to make them happy. I am at that point where my wife is asking that of me. She's been very patient with me and allowed me to divulge a lot of my insights and experience and time with all of you.